Welcome to Thoughts Roundup. Nice to be with you today. These episodes are making me think, making me go back. Things that were very important, meant a lot in times past. As things already going on, but I'm thinking. And a pastor doesn't always have it easy. A lot of times people think, someone asked me, he said, what does a pastor actually do in the daytime? I knew what they was thinking, so I said, well, just mostly drink Kool-Aid and eat fried chicken. But because I knew if someone thought a preacher didn't have much to do, that you couldn't explain it to him. I've had other people that were observant and knew what it'd take to make things really move, and they would tell me, I don't know how a pastor does all that they can do. Because the truth of it is, besides all the running and doing, one thing can hit them in the middle of a day that keeps their mind upset for a week. And you have so many responsibilities, and people have so many needs. But I was thinking about this one man that was in our church once. And he told me, he said, I'd like to speak to you tomorrow. I said, yes, sir, I'll come by. He said, Brother Marler, I'm not going to be able to pay tithes anymore, or I'm not going to be able to pay tithes. He said, now I want you to know that I believe in paying tithes. And I knew that he had been paying tithes. And he said, but the thing of it is, I just can't afford to pay tithes right now. And I knew that he couldn't afford not to pay tithes. But I knew that that was not the proper place to give him a Bible lesson on tithes. The man was hurting, he was in trouble, and I knew he was not just willfully doing it. He thought that maybe that was a relief mechanism. And so I said, well, all I ask is, I said, I can't tell you not to pay tithes. But I said, all I ask is that you don't quit coming to church. And don't find some kind of excuse to get upset. Just keep coming to church. Keep loving God. Keep being faithful. And he said, I will. So, the next month or two, I can't remember if it's 1 or 2 months, he told me to come by. He wanted to talk with me. I went by and he said, Brother Marler, he said, a man beat me out of some money. He worked hard for his money. He said, a man beat me out of money. He repaired homes and that sort of thing. And he told me exactly how much it was to the penny. And he said, I need you to pray for me because things are not good. And he told me to the penny. Well, I went home and I got the record that I keep. Of course, the secretary had a record, but I had a record that I keep. And I looked at his name, and I noticed what he had paid the last time he paid. And it was the exact amount that the man had beaten him out of. But here's the clincher. It was to the penny. It was to the penny. Of course, we know that it wasn't tithing is God's money. It's not ours. And we can't just do with it what we want to do. It is 10%. That's just not ours. It belongs to God. And I'm going to tell you something. I have understood and realized for a long time that the only insurance that I really have, my wife and I, the only insurance we have is the fact that we have paid tithes. And if we get a check or get a hold of a little money, it's not very long until my wife will say, have you paid our tithes? Have you paid our tithes? We're just not comfortable keeping God's money or even borrowing from God's money. What we have to do and what we do is trust that He'll take care of us. And He knows what's best. Bless you.